Welcome back to another video, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're actually doing a server tour. We're actually going to go over everything that we've done on the server, everything that we're going to do, so all past, present, and future projects. So yeah, grab your snacks, grab your popcorn, because this is gonna be a long one. Let's get to it. So I was thinking where I could start this. Where would be the best place to start this? And there's nothing better than to go back to where this all started. Now, if you haven't been around since the beginning, probably a little bit confused of what project this is. So this is actually our Quad Witch farm. This is where it all started. This is where we spent an enormous amount of hours mining, getting geared up, getting ready. This was the main project that we started with, mostly because a witch farm is probably one of the most OP farms in the game, especially early game. So basically what we did, we dug a hole. Let's have a quick little fly around. So yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, and also 4 over there. So essentially, I dug out this whole entire hole by hand, and then I went through, built up the farms, and built island, and then inside this island. So the main idea. Hang on, let's just go over the idea of what this area is. So the whole idea of this area is a main source of AFK, a place that we can come just AFK. And collect not only witch drops, but a large portion of other drops. So this was one of the first storage areas. So inside this island, there's actually a few other farms that we'll go have a quick look at now. So if we come down over here, we've got a reed farm, a melon pumpkin farm. We've got a sheep farm. That actually has 2 phases to it. Haven't finished this side because we haven't needed the wool just yet. But essentially how it works is there's 2 of each colored sheep on this side. And then on this side, we're going to fill in all of those with sheep as well, but we're going to all be the same color. So that way, if we needed an enormous amount of orange wool, or I don't know, a certain colored wool, we'd be able to collect that wool a lot quicker. I think we have, the sheep still over there. But yes, as I was saying, the main idea of this area was to really just have a main source of AFK. All the basic materials and stuff. So what basically happens is, the sheep is shorn, items go on the ground, upper minecart comes through, comes up here, unloads, all the items come in here, dispensed out, and then, they go down that way. And then everything converges down here in the middle. So let's just jump over here. So, the melon pumpkin farm, the sugar cane farm, all that sort of stuff, all comes in here, shoots up. Same with all the witch drops as well. There's ice ways that connect this down to the bottom. Everything comes up here through the middle. And then if we come up and over here, it basically comes up and over here, comes to the right. And then, so this top layer here is all for the witch farm drops, all for the island drops. So yeah, I've got all the witch drops, melon, pumpkin, sugar canes, blah, 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 all the different types of wool. Up here at the moment, we've actually got a temporary village trading hall. And we actually got a lightning strike in here. So, yeah, our Fortune 3 villager turned into a witch, along with two of our farmers. So I wanted to go over what this area is going to look like, or at least, hang on, I need to sleep, or at least what's damn it. It's one thing. It's one thing about using shaders is that it always looks way darker than what it actually is. I'll just stand up here and chat, and then we sleep. Okay, so the whole idea of this idea was to go in conjunction with the 1.16 update. I wanted to basically make this area look as if it was corrupted by the Nether. So there we go. We can sleep, just so we can see better. So what I was going to build, or the plan was to build, was to basically turn the inside of this hole into a Crimson Forest / Nether. We actually blew up some ravines as well. The one over here, there's a couple over here as well. And those were going to be like sort of like leaching out of the ground. And then we're going to build some form of city or town around here. And you can probably see this isn't chunk air loading. This is actually black concrete. Uh, this this alone is about a 500,000 blocks of black concrete. I haven't done the roof just yet. We're still basically to turn 130,000 bits of powder into actual black concrete. But yeah, essentially we're going to cover this whole area, and then we're going to build some stars and little planets in the sky, so as if the observatory is observing them. But yeah, that was the main sort of area, to make it look like the Nether's sort of corrupting this entire area. So that's the witch farm. We're actually now going to head over to the creeper farm and also the wither skeleton farm. So I will see you guys over there. So we're over here at the creeper farm. It's essentially just a massive hole with the creeper farm down here at the bottom. So this is a logical Geek Boy design. Essentially how it works is the creepers spawn up there. A bit closer. Yeah, so the creepers spawn up there. There's cats in minecarts, and basically, oh, hang on, this is not going to well. Yeah, so essentially, creepers spawn up there. Cats scare them off. They fall off. They go down through the portal, and then they die in the Nether. I'll show you the farm running in a second. But the main reason we built this is because we needed an absolute crap ton of TNT for a few projects. One being the map for the Nether, but also just to have TNT. Although, you know, we do use flying TNT machines to clear out areas like this, we still need TNT for other projects and things like that. So, yeah, so that's the main reason we built this, was to just have gunpowder, because the Quad Witch farm wasn't producing enough. This farm, it produces about 75,000 or so gunpowder per hour. But yeah, we blew this up, built the creeper farm. If you can't tell already what we're going to build here, pretty much a giant creeper. I think it's 1 to 164, or so it's 64 times bigger than a normal creeper. But yeah, I'm gonna head over to the storage system real quick, and I'll show you the farm running. So yeah, this thing produces a few creepers. It's actually a little bit slow at the moment. It must be because it's daytime. A few other things are loaded as well, but yeah, essentially, yeah, creepers fall down, die fall damage, and you just fill up all these chests filled with gunpowder. Why is that? Get out of here. Yeah, we're gonna build like a creeper face, and then I don't know, maybe like creeper face there, creeper face, I don't know. I was sort of playing around with this idea, but pretty much just come here for gunpowder. Yeah, so we're gonna head over to the wither skeleton farm real quick. So we have arrived. Oh, spooky noises. So we arrived at the wither skeleton farm. This project has caused me to lose many brain cells. If you're planning on building a wither skeleton farm, or a perimeter at a wither skeleton farm, I urge you, please do not build it in the Soul Sand Valley. You will regret it. Oh, actually, let me turn these shaders off. That's blinding. Where is it? But yeah, so basically, we cleared all this out. We blew up the top layer with TNT, and then we went through and cleared out the rest with the flying machine. But essentially what happens is, with the skeletons spawn now, and as you can see, there's already 1 million ghasts. It's like, I think half of this area, like, yeah, it's like legit half of this area from like over like this corner. Yeah, I think it pretty much runs like straight through, and then like over here, and then like back to over. It's a nightmare. Ghasts literally spawn. I've killed like over 1,000 ghasts just by being in this area. But anyway, what happens is with the skeleton spawn, aggroed on piglins. There is a piglin there, it's just invisible. They tend to go invisible for whatever reason. And then they are still aggro on him. And then they run through the portal. That actually, I don't... Well, actually, let's not go near it. Before a ghast shoots us and destroys it. But yeah. Yeah, basically they're aggro on the piglin. They fall down, go through the portal, and then they go into the overworld, which is where we kill them. At the moment, we're still working on clearing all of the lava. The lava sweeper did break, so I'm gonna have to rebuild it and reset it. But essentially, how that lava sweeper works is it's just a bunch of pistons, and on a flying machine, and it just goes back and forth and gets rid of all the lava. So the next part of this project is actually going to be getting rid of the lava, and then building another TNT duper to get rid of the last sort of 20 layers of netherrack. And in this whole area, I was actually planning on building an underground cave, or like an underground sort of city cave sort of deal, right? So essentially, we're gonna have a bit of a like a city or like a bit of a castle or something here in the. Whoops, hang on. Get through. Thank you. Something here in the middle where that platform is, and then we're gonna have like a big sort of pillar, couple of big pillars, maybe with a bridge across over here. Maybe some statues as well, maybe holding up the pillars. I don't know. I'm sort of just going off a whim here, but essentially it was just the main. Wait, is that this game? I don't know. Oh shit. But yeah, pretty much it's going to be a big underground cave built into this whole thing. I'm really loving the idea of building really big things lately. But yeah, oh, we've also got a blaze spawner there as well, so we're probably going to do something with that. I have to get rid of all the obsidian and get rid of that last little pillar. But yeah, so what's next on this project is, of course, getting rid of the lava, and then getting rid of the last couple of layers of netherrack. So we're just over here on the other side of the portal, and basically this is what it looks like on the other side. All the wither skeletons come through. Where's my sword here? And basically you sit here with a macro and click right or left click attack every 5 to 6 seconds. And basically just sit here for a couple of hours. This is a very rudimentary setup. The main thing is I just wanted to get it running, just so that we could get some skulls, we get some beacons, all that sort of stuff, and then come back through and purify this. But basically what happens is all the items come off here, go down through here, and then sort it out. So we've got bones here, coal here, and then also skulls in here, and all the swords, and any overflow comes through here. You can see some stuff coming through now. Yeah, and then basically all the overflow gets yeeted. With a skeleton farm like this, I'd recommend actually using a dispenser over a dropper to get rid of the items in the lava, because any skulls, for instance, if this is completely full of skulls, none of this. Okay, well, it probably wouldn't matter then, right? But let's just say you have one chest. If this is a dispenser, none of the skulls will actually be dispensed out because it can't be dispensed onto anything. But if you used a dropper, then the skulls would be dispensed out. So yeah, I'd recommend using a dispenser over a dropper. But at the same time, this farm produces an absolutely ridiculous amount of skulls. This is from like an hour worth of AFKing. So definitely produces an absolute crap ton of resources. Yeah, so now we can head over to the iron farm slash stem farm slash all the other stuff. So this other area that we're heading to now is our another main AFKing area. Oh yeah, I was going to say, the other thing with this wither skeleton farm is that you do need an alt account in the nether to be able to run this, because we are on a server. But there are other designs that you can do, and you can kill them in the nether as opposed to killing them in the overworld. So we're over here at the iron farm slash stem farm slash everything else farm. So this is another logical keyboard design, except it's just got a few more layers stacked on top of it. If you don't know how this works, basically we've got villagers here. They're scared by the pillager, and then which spawns an iron golem. The iron golem is then washed off, dies down there, and then sorted into our iron storage system down there. It's not running at the moment because these villagers haven't slept within the last 20 minutes. But if we hang around a little bit longer, they should start spawning as iron golems. Yeah, this is the stem farm. So this is a Rayworks design. We've actually built two of them. So we built a warped one and also a crimson one there. Reasoning because obviously we need crimson for the witch farm, and plus I just wanted access to both resources. And behind here is the storage system for it so far. So how this works is, of course, the trees are spawned in there, grown there, or however you want to word it. Pushed up, pushed over. TNT comes down, blows up the trees, and then the items are picked up through the hoppers, going down through here, dispensed out here through a dropper. Comes along Iceway. But there's a trick with this. Obviously, this is a sorting system, but it's a little bit different of a sorting system. So basically, obviously, you can use the warp blocks, the shroom blocks, these crimson roots, and these fungus and whatnot to turn back into bone meal in order to keep the farm running. But I also wanted the option to keep these, obviously, to work on the witch farm, but maybe for future projects or things like that. Plus the shroom lights look pretty cool. So I made a slight adjustment to the back here with this auto sorter. So this is just a generic words. This is just a generic auto sorter. Yeah, so you got 45 items or whatever it is in here. Comparator sends out signal. But I changed it a little bit with this on-off switch. So what happens if we jump over here? Oh, not down here. That is not what I wanted to do. If we jump over here and pull this lever, so let's say we didn't want to keep any more crimson roots. We flick this, which then powers this short one-tick pulse, pulls back the block, and then it actually turns off the auto sorting. I don't know what else you'd use a thing like this for, but it's very easy. Basically, it's just turns off the auto sorter. It basically just disconnects the redstone, so the redstone can no longer power that block, powering the repeater, powering the torch. So yeah, basically this is off now, meaning that this will just fill up to 64, and then all the other blocks, let's go sleep. Oh, there we go. The iron farm's on. We'll basically just come along here, go down here into the overflow, and then I'll explain how this works. Yeah, so it comes down through the overflow, goes into the bone meal producer, and let's just say we're just sending it back up to the farm. Comes down through the bone meal producer, comes along here, then is taken out through this hopper here, and then is sent over here. Wait, yeah, I'm lost. Yeah, sent back around to this dropper, which is then shot back up, which then goes up to the farms. It fills up the crimson one first, and then backfills the warped one. If we wanted to, so I've added a few switches to this, to either bone meal stuff, to not bone meal stuff, and that sort of stuff. If this block is powered, that means that we're not that means the bone meal is not being shot back up. It's actually coming up here and being stored up here. So we can take bone meal out of this chest right here. So yeah, basically take bone meal out of there. Or if we wanted to, this one here, if we want to turn on and off the overflow, for whatever reason, if something's broken down here, if we want to change it or add something else, that one then powers this redstone line, which then actually powers that hopper there, which turns off the whole bone meal production down there. And of course that lever and this redstone line is for if the bone meal goes there, or goes up to the farms or goes to those chests. But as you saw before, the iron farm was doing its thing, producing some iron. Over here we just got a cactus farm. Eric, they're really crazy about it. Just iron bars, cactus comes down here. At the moment, we're just turning it all into bone meal because you don't really need it for anything. Comes come up over here. Or this was actually going to be a either another sugarcane farm or a bamboo farm. Over here, I've actually got a automatic wart farm. It's not fixed. It's not finished just yet. We're gonna fix a few things with timings and stuff like that. But essentially, what happens if you sit here in a minecart, you hold on left, right, quick with a macro, and you plant and break the net of the wart at the same time, which then you go back around, you plant it, come back around here, and basically it's just a full loop. And then we've got hoppers that go through and pick up all the stuff. Yeah, so this whole area was basically designed to just be not really a pretty area, but just designed for more like passive drops, I guess, because it's not really, you can't really build any hostile farms here. But we're gonna flatten this entire area and just build like other farms. We'll probably build some more tree farms. So we'll probably try and build a tree farm for every type of wood. Yeah, and some other stuff like, you know, cactus farm, or probably not another cactus farm, but, you know, reed farm, bamboo farm, etc., etc. We do have a storage system over here, but we might rip this out and build it differently, or we might keep this but make an adjustment to it. Because originally this was going to be deep storage with shulker compressors and things like that. But sort of as time has gone on, we've sort of done a few other things that we might change that, because we've been putting all the storage systems with each farm as opposed to sending it all to one area. But we might move it all to one area. Not too sure yet. We'll just see. We'll just see what happens. We might move it around. We might not. But we're actually going to head over now. We're actually going to head over to the sand duper, which is right next to here. So before we get into how this works and showing you quickly what it is, I just want to quickly mention that I personally think a sand duper or a TNT sand duper's gravel dupe, any sort of duping should be taken with great thought. You know, this server was majority dupe free before we started implementing this probably about a month ago. But the main reason why we added this was because we were getting to a point where we were literally spending a week mining sand, and that's not fun. So we decided, look, rather than spending literally 90% of our time on the server mining sand, we actually want to do other projects. So we basically built this duper to obviously dupe sand, gravel, and concrete powders. But yeah, if you know, I would recommend, you know, if you're thinking about doing a duper like this, you know, really look at the size of your projects, because a thing like this can really break the server, not only resources wise, but also it can actually destroy the server. So yeah, like I would really look at the size of the project you're doing. Like if you need like a couple of stacks of sand, this isn't for you. But if you need you know, double chest upon double chest upon double chest upon double chests of, you know, sand for glass, for, you know, sandstone, all that sort of stuff, then this is worth having. But yeah, like I would say, look at the size of your projects. You know, if you're building stupidly sized things, then I'd probably recommend building this. But it's completely up to you. You know, you don't have to dupe. But essentially, how this works is we'll just turn this one on. F3B. It's basically, this is just like a little timer. It throws around the gravel or sand or whatever. And as you see, momentarily, it's actually a falling block. Let me turn, yeah. I don't want to turn this, I'm going to leave this on for too long, but it's momentarily a falling block, which then is shot into the end portal. Let me just turn this off. It's momentarily shot into the end portal, but then the slime blocks down here turn it back into a normal block. So it's clipped into the end portal, which then is actually sent over to the end, and which then all the items are then collected in the end and then obviously stored there. But yeah, so just basically it dupes it while it's a falling block, but then this turns it back into a normal block. And how a farm like this destroys the server is that if you left this running, and if you weren't in the end AFKing and picking up the blocks or getting them sorted, Basically, this would run and spawn thousands and thousands and thousands of entities in the end. And then every time you tried to go into the end, the server would just crash. So, or your game would crash or whatever. So, yeah, it can absolutely legit destroy the end or your entire server. So I would not recommend building unless A, you know what you're doing, or B, you need a lot of resources. But yeah, that's how it works. I'll show you the other side when we go to the end. But yeah, we're gonna head over now to the map area, in which what we're gonna lay out for the Nether Highway, so that way people stop getting lost. So we're over here at the map area. So this is where we blew up the 12,000 bits of TNT. Wow. I'll quickly show you the map up here. Yeah, but basically the whole plan is to blow up or clear this whole area down to, like, I think it's like level 65 or something. Basically we blew up all of this, like the other, I think it's like up and around to here or something, somewhere around like that. But yeah, basically the whole area, the whole design or thought, or whatever you want to call it, is just to clear this area down to 65, and then we're actually going to place white concrete in this entire perimeter. So if you're curious about how many blocks that is 409,600 blocks. It's quite a few blocks, and that's also another benefit of having a sand and gravel duper and things like that, is that it gives you the resources in order to build this size of projects, without the limitation of, obviously here we're in a desert, so the sand wouldn't be an issue, but you know, you'd have to go mine probably like, what is it, like 200,000 bits of gravel or something ridiculous, which then you'd literally be spending like a week or two doing this, which I do not want to do. But yeah, basically we're gonna clear this whole thing, and then we're gonna build a replica of the Nether Highway in here. I think we're gonna build it to 1 to 1/8. So every one block here is 8 blocks in the Nether. Like, it's the reverse of what the Nether actually is. So every 8 blocks in the overworld is 1 block in the Nether. But on this map, we're going to build it so that way 8 blocks in the Nether is 1 block on this map. But yeah, basically this is just to make it a little bit more easy for people to get around the Nether and not get so lost. We'll probably use like color coding, like highways. So like the main northeast southwest probably black, and then like the offshoots to go to the farms will probably like blue or something, and then to people's bases might be like yellow or pink or something. I don't know, something easier to see. And then this map will basically just be moved to the Nether hub. But yeah, so we're gonna head over now to the cathedral and explain a little bit more about the cathedral, because that's where we started. I kind of didn't explain what that project was. So I'll see you guys over there. So before we head back to the cathedral, I thought I would show you the end and the plans for the end, and also what happens if you leave the sand duper running, like that. So if you can imagine thousands of blocks rather than just like 10 or 20, that's how the game ends up. Well, that's how you end up killing the server with it. But yeah, so basically just all the items just come down in here. Then we just pick it up here. So yeah, if we come up and over this way, I will show you the plans for this build. Or what we've got by the way, we've got Ender Red over here. just a very standard design with a Enmite or Endermite, what do you call them, just there. Call it a perfect amount of Elytra. So we fought the Ender Dragon 20 times. So the max amount of Ender Dragons, or Ender Island, what do you want to call them, those things. So the plan for this area was to actually build a big spaceship. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this entire end island, including the pillars and probably the bedrock. We'll probably get rid of the bedrock on top of these as well, just so that we can get inside of the portals easier. But essentially we're going to build a big ring, like a big donut ring with some like walkways going here into the center. And I sort of started building this ages ago, but The design sort of changed a few times, and haven't really been back here to finish it off. But basically, yeah, we're going to build like a big sphere here in the middle, with a column that goes up, then the Enderman spawning platform is going to be up there. Lagging. That's probably because of them. But yeah, so we're going to have like basically like a big spaceship. Obviously, the whole point around this is for the Enderman grinder. But also just have a cool area. Plus, I'd love to have just a huge sort of void build. It just has nothing around apart from just nothing really. And up around here, we're probably also gonna have like maybe a few spaceships and other things and stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna head back to spawn and go over what the cathedral is. So we've done a full circle. We're back where we started. So this is called the Cathedral of the Truth. It's not very impressive at the front, but as soon as you start flying through or start going through the gates, yeah, it speaks for itself. It has been an absolutely tremendously huge build that has taken up the most large portion of the last 3 or 4 weeks of building this. The whole concept or idea behind this build was more of a tribute or memorabilia or in honor of each member on the server. So basically, member builds themselves in the middle of each of these arches. There's enough spaces on the top layer for about 14 people. And then down below, we're actually going to have a whole another layer in which you're going to be able to see through this glass, and it's also glass over here as well. So yeah, you're going to be able to see the other statues from up here. So in total, there's going to be 28 statues, 28 possible spaces for statues. And then over here, we've actually got some sleeping quarters or dorms or whatever you want to call it. And then out over here is probably going to be like the library or the kitchen or the rec area. And then over here, we've actually got an entrance to get out. So this was probably going to be like maybe like some gardens, maybe like a little bit of a dock with some boats, maybe out here. Same thing on this side. Just some form of garden or something, just to sort of bring this area together. And then, as I was saying, yeah, down below is a hole, a hole to build the other statues, and we're also playing with the idea of having a little bit of like an underground sort of area. Not too sure like what we want to do at the moment, but maybe some secrets, some rooms that are the normal people wouldn't know about. Let's just say that there's some secrets about this cathedral, about this area that not everyone needs to know about. But if we fly out here up to the front, I want to quickly talk about what we're going to do here in spawn. We wanted to sort of revamp it because at the moment it's literally just a windmill, a butcher, my house, Gooch's redstone store, my blacksmith down here, and I think that's about it really. I think that's all the buildings. Oh, and this like sort of starter wheat farm that Mr. Gladdy built. So I think we're planning on probably ripping everything out, or at least the majority of it, and building a little bit more of a city. I think we're probably going to go like more like medieval fantasy sort of look. So to sort of keep with the current theme of the cathedral plus what's already here. Because at the moment, yeah, spawn like it's not really that impressive, and at the front of the cathedral, we're actually going to build markets, so people can come and build their shops here. So this is going to be the main shopping district in here. Yeah, so that's the cathedral. It's been one hell of a build so far, and it's probably going to take up maybe another month, I reckon. At least another maximum, a minimum of 2 weeks left of work, and probably a maximum of about a month. So what we're going to head over to now is the build that, or the area that is, my my main area that I'll probably be working on for the next 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. Yes, you heard years. This is going to be probably be one of the biggest projects that I've ever undertaken. Yeah, let's just go over there and I'll show you. So we're over here at the 5 empires, and we've actually added 2 empires since we started the idea of this build. So by the time we end up finishing it, it's probably going to be like 27 empires or something. But we'll just come down here and I'll show you the idea of this area. So we are right here on this fishing boat. But the whole idea of this area is to build 5 massive empires, either at war or at peace. I haven't decided yet, but basically we've got a huge jungle biome up here, desert / savanna over here, snowy tundra here, and obviously big ocean here in the middle. So up here is going to be a Japanese, ancient medieval Japanese, up and around here. Over here, let me just, can I sleep? Nope. Over here is going to be an ancient Egypt, this area. The snowy tundra is going to be a medieval style city. In the middle is going to be a giant sky city up there. So yeah, we're like right here, so it's going to be like over there somewhere. Then in the water, we're going to build like an Atlantis-style underwater city. So I'll actually quickly show you around this boat before we go have a look at the... I haven't actually built anything over here. Here, we've actually mostly been working on the Japanese area. But I'll quickly show you the boat that we've been working on. This was actually a really cool project. So this is like a fishing cargo boat. Well, not really cargo, because it's not really any room for cargo, but sort of like a fishing area, fishing boat. So obviously this is where all the crewmates eat and cook and, sit on a couch. Down here is the sleeping quarters. So we can actually sleep in here, which is actually pretty awesome. And then let's wake up. At the back is obviously where they keep their food. They've got some cargo back here. But yeah, this is the boat. This was actually, as I said before, this is a really cool build. This was sort of my first sort of shot, first go at like an organic style build, or organic sort of thing, where it's not really like a, well, I guess not really organic, but more like a flowy sort of thing, where it's not really like rigid lines like a boat. It's more of a flowy sail, which actually took us 2 streams to build that sail, and I'm pretty impressed with it. It was a very, very difficult build. So over here we've actually got the first start of the marina / dock. So this is the boathouse. We're going to build a much bigger dock over here, but this is, yeah, again, like another little fishing boat, or personnel boat, whatever you want to call it. Then over here we were going to build some houses, and actually over here I was planning on building a bit of a farm, farmlands over here. Actually, Printer, or CMY Kiro, actually built that boathouse, by the way. Then we come up and around over here, come up the mountain, and as we come up further, we've actually got a little building into the cliff, which is actually a staircase to get up to this layer up here. So if you look inside of here, it's got the most jankiest staircase you'll ever see. Yeah, pretty much this entire thing for that little staircase. And then yeah, we've got this bridge that goes across. So we actually blew up. There wasn't water there before, but there was there was just dirt there. So we just basically blew up and added a river through the mountain. And then if we come over here, over this bridge, this was going to be like a little bit more of an outpost or a settlement. So that way people could make sure the boats aren't crashing, and like a lighthouse, that sort of stuff. If we come down over here, we've actually got some houses hugging the side of the cliff, which is actually interesting sort of an interesting build. This is actually really good fun. This part, building these 3 houses. So basically, just come inside. It's basically just this shell of a facade at the moment, but we're going to connect it all. We'll probably have like a huge underground sort of area for this entire thing. This is Ben's house. I built it, but Ben claimed it. He's even got a yoga area. Look at him. Look at him go. How do you ring this thing? Apparently right click doesn't work. Oh. But yeah, so it's basically just some houses for the people that live above, pretty much. We've got another house down here. Got all this. Actually, we've even got a bath in this house. The door. But yeah, this is the start of the Japanese area. We're gonna head over to the royalty area of this area. So each empire will be split up into multiple different sub regions. So this is obviously the marina / dock. And if we fly over this way, we'll head over to basically the royalty / rich and wealthy area. I started building this bridge. This road to connect the dock to the mountain, which is where the rich and wealthy area is. So we'll just fly over real quick. I always forget how long this road actually is. I think it's just up and over these hills somewhere. Oh, here it is. So this build was real good fun. Basically, we built a huge custom mountain here in the middle. More of like it's not really a mountain, it's more of a volcano than anything. And then we built like a keep out the front. Yeah, so basically this is going to be the main sort of area, or the middle of everything. Yeah. If we come down here in the middle, we're in the process of digging this out to bedrock. This is why we need TNT. You couldn't really put a TNT duper in here and effectively get rid of everything. It'd get stuck on a lot of these walls because this isn't a square. It's all jagged and stuff. So you'd only be able to get rid of like the center chunk. But yeah, basically we're blowing this up down to bedrock, and then we're actually going to be building a city on the back face of this. So yeah, that is the idea of this area. Rain and shaders and lights, I just freaking love it in this game. this hill or this volcano, whatever you want to call it, just looks absolutely incredible when it's raining. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the server tour. This is everything that's happened in the last 4 months of this world being conceived. So if you enjoyed this episode of this server tour, make sure you hit the like, subscribe to see more videos like this. And yeah, if you want to catch me live, there'll also be my Twitch link in the description as we build up this server day by day. But yeah, until the next episode, until the next video, whenever I see you next, hope you have an absolutely amazing day, and I'll see you all very, very soon.